Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of We Evolve.
As you guys can see, we're in a different location, but today we're going to be recording how being busy and being stressed can affect your mental health and all the other things that you could be trying to do for your mental health.
Which I think is such a good important topic, especially for us right now, because we are studying for our MCAT and our DAT, so it's really easy to like push self-care activities away, so yeah.
So I guess today we're just going to be talking about how sometimes you're so busy and so stressed that you have like all this noise in your head, and self-care kind of seems like a task, or it seems like, like I have to do it in order to feel good, instead of like being something that's supposed to make you relaxing, because that's what self-care is supposed to do. And I think a lot of it comes down to overbooking yourself and spreading your time so thin, which I think that both me and you tend to do that a lot. And I know this is like a very stressful time, and it's like a one-time thing like after that, but aside from that, I do think that we try to do other things, which like I feel like over the course of college, high school, we've been pretty busy always.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right.
And sometimes it's like in our head, we're so used to being busy that we can't take the silence like in our head.
So we have to like fill it up with like activities or something we're doing, but then self-care is considered an activity that could be filled up in that time as well.
Yeah, and I have an example actually. Yesterday, I went to like a yoga class, and I was going because I was like, oh, like I'm so stressed, like I have so many things going on. Go to the yoga class, and I was like, oh my god, like this is such a waste of time. Like this is so slow. Like why is the time moving so slow? I'm trying to go, and I like could not relax. And then I went and I sat in the sauna, and the sauna's like where I don't take my phone in the sauna or anything, and I put like my phone aside, and that's where I like take like the 20 minutes like that I'm in the sauna. Literally, I just like sit there, and I just like do nothing. Like I just like could not do that yesterday.
Really?
I couldn't. Like I literally got out in like 5 minutes, and I was like I can't. Like I need to go like get on my phone. Like I need to do this, that.
Too much to do, right?
And yeah, and it was just like my mind is just so overwhelmed right now that I like can't take like a minute to like slow down, because it feels like it's hurting me more than it's helping me.
Sometimes I look at self-care as like a task. Like it's like, oh my god, like I'm too busy, I can't do that. It's like I feel like I'm wasting time doing it. So if I'm like taking a walk, like, I could be doing this. Why am I taking a walk? So that I will avoid the walk. Like eating healthy, I have been doing so bad this semester. I used to be so on it, and then like now I'm like my mom like makes food and gives it to me. Don't even touch it. I'm always buying out because I'm like, it's just so convenient for me. Like I'm studying late, let me just get food and bring it here. And I'm like, why am I eating Taco Bell for the next 3 days? Like it's not good.
Right.
But it's like I need to be on it, and I tell myself every like Sunday, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be on it. I'm gonna drink water. I'm gonna like coffee. Like let me be on this.
Yeah.
Let me know why it like restarts. And like definitely this week, like my schedule's all over the place. Like, you know what I mean? So
I get that. I also think that I try to be good with like journaling and like doing some like type of reading, like if it's not like a religious text, like any form of reading, because I just think that reading like stimulates the mind, and I like to do that before I go to bed. I also, for my mental health and for just like the relaxation of your brain, I do, because you know they say like when you're doom scrolling or when you're scrolling on TikTok, when you're scrolling on social media and you think it's relaxing, it's not actually relaxing. Your brain's not at rest. Like it's still
I saw that somewhere.
Thinking, you know. I think we talked about it.
I think you said it. Yeah.
I think we talked about it in one of our episodes.
Yeah. You said it. Yeah, that's how I heard that.
But like so I do try to usually prioritize putting my phone away 30 minutes before I actually like sleep. So if my like bedtime is like 10:30, I like to put my phone away at 10 and then just like read till 10:30 or like journal, whatever. But recently I've been like, I don't want to journal, like it's so much work. I'll just be on my phone, like whatever. And I can see that it is affecting like the next day too, like not just that day, it affects the next day. And it's like I didn't start off, like I didn't go to bed, like I don't know if you have noticed, but like, you know, if you ever study for a test and you have something to memorize, if you memorize like right before you go to sleep, you remember it.
Yeah.
But if you memorize it like early hours before you go to sleep, you don't remember it. So I always like to look at, in my head I always think like, if you sleep on a good note, like you'll wake up on a good note.
Yeah,
If you sleep on a bad note, you wake up on a bad note.
I feel like people say that, right? That's a thing.
Exactly, and I feel like recently I've been so
Sleeping on a bad note.
I've been sleeping on a bad note because I've been like just being like, oh, like I just want to like be on TikTok, but it's like it's not relaxing, and I know, but it's just like I'm so busy that I can't sit still and just journal. So I'm just like, it's fine, like it doesn't really, it's feelings, it doesn't really matter.
That's low-key valid.
You know?
Yeah. So now we're just gonna talk about why we stay busy and like all that stuff, but some of the reasons why we might stay busy is like we feel like having self-care things make you feel like you're in control, like out of control for your day, and like it makes it like it's something that you're not familiar with, so it makes everything like out of control. But if you wanna,
yeah, I think like one of the main reasons that you try to stay busy, or like the most like common reason is because we like to avoid our feelings. We like to avoid discomfort. We like to avoid anything that could cause problems or anything that doesn't. We like to avoid change too, honestly. Like if you're someone that's changing and your feelings are changing, like we like to avoid that. And some of the reasons that we also like to like pile or task ourselves with a bunch of things or calendar is to feel like you have control over your time, your day, and also feel like you're kind of in demand. Like people need you to do this and that. You need approval from people. And again, like I said, avoidance. You're trying to avoid something that you can't deal with or you don't want to deal with. And then also it could be like a habit. Like for example, me and Shivani, like we've been busy since high school. Yeah. We've always tried to get involved in clubs, like activities like that where we're constantly staying busy. That if we don't stay busy, it's like weird for us because it's a habit.
It's like a white space.
Yeah, so it's like a white space, and I feel like it makes us go insane.
It does. It makes us feel like, oh my god, like I'm not doing enough. Like why am I not doing enough? Why is this person busy and I'm not busy? Like I need to be busy. Like
which I always say to a lot of people, like when people say like, oh, are you not stressed because you're such a busy person? I'm like, I actually would get more stressed if I was not a busy person. Yeah, because
it's like
that's like what I've known, like always.
I sometimes feel like me sitting and watching TV for like more than an hour like, stresses me out. Like I'm timing myself. Like I'm eating and watching TV. I'm like, okay, in 5 minutes I gotta go and I gotta do the next thing. Which is so bad because like that is what you're doing to like take care of yourself. You're chilling, you're relaxing, but it's like it feels like oh my god, I'm wasting so much time doing that.
Well, actually, watching TV is not relaxing.
Really?
It's not supposed. It's still stimulating the mind. Like it's supposed to be like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, relaxing things are still supposed to stimulate the mind, but the whole point of like self-care is
stop stimulating the mind at all.
No, it's supposed to be like you're just like thinking about yourself, your body, your feelings. But then if you're, because like watching TV and going on TikTok is kind of the same thing. Like it's like you're still so involved in someone else's life, which is already what you do throughout the entire day. So it's like that's like to us that seems relaxing because we're not doing anything productive. But it's not like productivity is not self-care. Does that make sense? Like it's like you can be like writing in a journal or reading a book or going on a walk, like doing anything where you're not avoiding your feelings or not doing things like that. That is what like self-care is about. Like I know people say like even, like, I know, like, there's, like, the everything shower. Like, that's a form of self-care because, like, you're taking the time to do... It's, like, whatever you do to take care of yourself, whether that's mentally, physically, emotionally, socially. Like, if you need, like, a day and all you do is literally just sleep all day, like, that could be a form of self-care where you don't want to see anyone. You just want to sit in bed and do nothing. And I think that also in our generation, being bored has become, like, people aren't bored anymore. Like... If you're bored, you can pick up your phone and go on scroll on TikTok. Yeah, there's like, no, like, you actually, like, as kids, we used to just, like... I literally, if I didn't want to get up, I would literally just sit in bed and stare at the ceiling. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's so, like, think about it. Like, you can't do that now.
Because we have a phone.
Yeah, but you, like...
And not only does our generation have a phone, there's so many younger... It's not a phone anymore, it's an iPad.
Exactly.
Oh, my iPad, it's like... Like, there's no such thing as feeling bored. Like, when you get that feeling, you have an alternate, like, source, and you just go and do that.
Exactly, and I think that when you're bored, that is when there are things not running in your head. Like, your head is clear. It's like, being bored is not a bad thing. Yeah. Because, like, essentially, it's, like, the same idea of if you're journaling, except you just, when you're bored, you just don't have anything running through your head. But like some people journal, like sometimes I journal when
you're sitting with your thoughts when you're bored as well.
Exactly, sitting with your thoughts, which, to be frank, even I can't do that now. Like I can't just sit in my bed and just stare at the ceiling. Or if I can, it'll be like for like 2 minutes. Like I'm like, bro, like what am I doing?
Or like what do you have to do today? Like,
exactly. Like I can't just.
Which is like, have you heard like a familiar phrase, like when you're bored, you're like, oh, like I'm gonna take a break and then until I hit this part of this episode or until I do this, like I'll go back and do it again, like, or I'll go and do self-care. Like you just keep delaying the process and like.
I think that sometimes I feel like recently I've really needed to journal, but I just have not wanted to. Or like I've not wanted to. But it's like,
do you recommend journaling when you don't want to? Because I feel like when you're studying and when I don't want to study, I'm not retaining any knowledge. I'm genuinely just looking at a screen, just like, oh, okay, I'm studying. And I don't feel
like a lot of the times that people avoid journaling is when they should be journaling. Because you're probably avoiding it because you don't want to sit with your thoughts. You know what I mean? Like I mean, there's like obviously there's days what I mean by I don't want is like what I'm trying to say is like there's definitely days where I'm not someone that journals every single day because I feel like I don't want to journal so much that
you get burnt out.
I get burnt out one, and it's like not even really efficient for me. But what I mean is like there's days that I don't need to journal and I just don't. And then there's days that I need to journal, like I should be journaling, but I don't want to journal. Yeah. And the reason I don't want to is because I just don't want to sit with my thoughts. Like I don't want to sit and I don't want to deal with this because in my head I'm like, I could be doing this, which is avoid it. Like I'm avoiding the issue at hand and trying to fill it up and try to be fulfilled in other aspects, which doesn't work. Like that's not how it works. You know what I mean? Like for example, if you're like, I guess like a physical example that's like an analogy is like if you really don't want to like build leg muscles or something and you're like you should be doing it but you're not doing it and then you get like super and then you build like arm muscles, you build upper body, it's like if you really build so much muscle then your legs could be so weak that they can't like hold up
the arm.
Like you should be doing that but you're not doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
so like,
okay, I like that.
So yeah,
that's good.
That's
like,
a good
point. And I feel like a lot of self-care tasks, you're hanging out with your friends. I feel like I tend to do this, but a very common, I guess, example is that people multitasking when they're doing fun stuff. Like, hey, I'm going to come over and hang out with you, but I'm also going to do work while hanging out with you.
Well, I feel like that...
Which, like,
like that's more...
Like, I'm thinking, like, hot chocolate movie type move.
Oh,
There's no studying involved. Like, I think, like, you and me, we have a study date plan. We're still going to talk and we're still going to study, and that's fine. Right. But I'm saying, people
like
are saying...
we don't plan to study, and then
no
they bring
planning to study, and they bring
study.
Stuff to study, and they're, wait, I have a... Which is still fine. Like,
or, like, busy work.
Yeah, I have, like, busy work. Like, that's the thing. It's busy work and actually lock-in work, right?
Yeah.
But, no, I get it, like, bringing... Like, I do it. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna come home and chill with you, but, like, I also have, like, these 3 things to finish. Like, it's super quick. Like, I'll just, like, listen to you while I'm working, which is fine. But it's, like, if you really want to take that time to self-care and do your own thing and just sit with your thoughts and sit with whatever is happening, like, you know, that's a common way to avoid self-care.
Right. I also think, like, obviously, like Shivani said, like, she likes to, like, watch TV because she likes that. Obviously, self-care looks different for everyone. That can be a form of self-care. It's just not, it just wouldn't be, that would be more of like a physical self-care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because my brain.
But, which, like, obviously people, I'm not telling people to, like, you want self-care, open up a journal, start writing. Obviously, no. Like, it's
there's
like,
so many
you
things.
can't
Skincare?
just go, you can't just go to the gym and start lifting, like, 500 pounds, like, first day, right? Like, you have to start somewhere. If you if you like scrolling on TikTok, for example, that's fine. Start by taking some time, put a face mask on, put some music on, scroll on TikTok, and then over time the goal is that you're going to start doing things that are not just self-care physically, but also socially, emotionally, mentally, and some of the things that you would do mentally is not to scroll. Maybe take a walk. Yeah. Maybe FaceTime your friend.
You know what? If you really like coffee, go to coffee shops, try different coffee shops.
Yeah, and like you can, there's like some nice coffee shops where you can literally like, they're very, like, calm. Like, they have music playing, but it's very calm. Like, you can only take a book and just read.
Really?
And
Yeah, that's
get a coffee. Like, it's, like, over time, like, you obviously have to start somewhere. That's why I'm not going to be, like, you have to journal. Like, you have to go on walks. No. Obviously do what makes you feel happy, because if you start feeling happy, then you're going to start appreciating the self-care, and then you're going to stop avoiding doing that.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And I guess some of the things that it does to your mental health.
Yeah. It definitely affects your anxiety, your mood, burnout, sleep, focus, relationships, and like all that. But we could elaborate on like sleeping and stuff. I feel like I am trying to get up in the morning and study, and I feel guilty that I actually end up sleeping. And it's like, I feel like I shouldn't. Like, sleep is so important. Like, that's a good thing. Like, that is your form of self-care. So it's like,
I guess
a huge
it's
thing,
like,
right?
are you sleeping? I guess the question is like, are you sleeping
No, I
as
will still study.
avoidant behavior?
No, I'm not avoiding it. Like, genuinely, like, I still have the time to do it, and I just wouldn't do it in the morning. I would just do it in the afternoon, which would still work out in my schedule, but it's like, I feel guilty if I get sleep, you know? Like, I'll feel
Oh, so you mean like
stressed.
if you sleep like 7 hours a day, you feel bad that you're
Yeah.
sleeping so. Okay, yeah, like that would be, like that's an example of if you're like spreading your time too thin, or you're really busy, and then you start feeling guilty. This kind of like, I guess this episode kind of goes hand in hand with productivity guilt as well.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Because I think that we have a lot of that.
Should watch that episode.
But I think we need to watch that episode.
Really brought it back.
But yeah, it definitely like you said, like that probably causes you anxiety, and it's like
Anxiety is huge because it's like you feel so anxious because you have a task at hand and you're going and doing something else like self-care, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm wasting time. Like skincare, I am rushing through my skincare. I'm washing my face, doing cleanser, putting whatever I need to put, and then like running to go study again.
right. I also, yeah, it does affect like your anxiety, mood, like you said. It could cause burnouts because
Burnout is huge. Yeah.
well, like it's kind of like, okay, like you have a voice in your head, and then it's saying like a sentence, and then by the end of the week it's saying like a paragraph, and then by the end of the month it's saying like an essay, and then by the end of like 2 months you have like a whole like book in your head of like all your thoughts, but you're not, it's just like in your head, like using up space, like using up like, it's just like in a way like that, it's not like a wasting time thing, but it is like you could deal with it by just dealing with it.
Yeah,
but instead you're
exactly.
avoiding it, and then everything that you don't want to happen, it's still going to happen, it's just going to happen at a later time.
Exactly. And people notice this, like you're not taking care of your body. Like I've definitely noticed in a lot of my friends that like I can tell like they're really going through it, or like they're like perfectly fine, all capable. Like you can definitely notice that. So it's really important to take care of yourself.
It's kind of the same thing, like, you know how people say, like, do you want to work now and enjoy later, or do you want to enjoy now and work later? It's like the same idea. Like, it doesn't matter whether you're gonna like deal with your problems now or deal with them later. You're still gonna face, like, if you think now, like, if I deal with my problems, I'm gonna waste time. But if you don't do it, then you're still gonna have to deal with your problems at some point, and it probably is gonna get worse, and you're probably gonna react to it worse because it's been so much time. So the same ideas that you apply to like work, your physical health, like I want to go to the gym now so I can avoid health problems in the future. I want to work now so I can retire early in the future. You should apply those same things to your mental health too. I want to work on my mental health now so I can be more stable in the future. Like, just like don't see mental health as a part of you. Like you shouldn't be seeing it as like, be like, oh, like I have to deal with that. Oh, because it's like, are you like that when it comes to like your work? Are you like that when it comes to your physical health? You might be, but not as much as with your mental health.
Yeah. And like going hand in hand with like finding those patterns and actually identifying them was something that we both like to do is calendar cramming. We will cram that. Like my Google Calendar is like everything's blank. The only free time is like before like I would say like in the morning, like 8, and I don't wake up that early, so it's like it is filled to the brim. I was just telling her earlier in this episode, like before this, I was like, we were trying to figure out when to hang out, and it was just like, oh, I'm like busy this week. We can do like the week after, and it's like, you know, it's
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and then there's also like you start saying yes to everything, which I actually watched. Shout out to the Moments podcast, but I watched an episode of Lexi talking about how sometimes you tend to say yes to a lot of people and a lot of things, even though before you're able to know if you actually can do it, and then over time you start saying yes to so many things that one, you lose track of it, two, you tend to like not be able to put in your full effort into things, and 3, you start to like feel more anxious that you're not getting it done, and then it goes like, it's like a whole spiral.
I'm actually so like guilty of that. I do that all the time. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And then I'm like, wait, I can't do that.
Yeah, and then it's like, it's hard for us to say no sometimes, so we're like, okay, like we have to do this. And this happens like a lot to me too, like recently. I've been like saying yes to things to like please other people, but it's like, doing that, like, even if that's supposed to be something relaxing, like I can't even see it as relaxing because it's like,
it feels like a task.
It feels like a task because it's like I'm already so stressed about other things. Like I should be taking that time to probably be by myself, journal and think on my thoughts. But then I'm like, I have to please this person, so I'm gonna go do this, and then I never have that time to do it. So even being there, it's like feels like I'm at a task.
So used to studying with people. Like not even recently, this semester I've always studied with someone. I haven't studied alone. And like this like past weekend I was like going to do it myself, and I was like, should I ask someone to come? Should I text someone? And I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go and sit with my own thoughts. And then I found my friend, and she was like there, and I was like, great. So I sat with her. But like the intention matters. Being with yourself, being in your thoughts, wanting to do a task with yourself, it's important.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now we're going to talk about taking that self-care and making sure that sticks to your habit.
And like what you can do.
So we have a cute little 3M rule, which is micro, mapped, and most days. Micro means like taking the time. It doesn't even have to be for an hour. Take like 10 minutes of your day to maybe drink a glass of water, breathe, like literally do meditation. Anything matters. 5 minutes of journaling, it would work. And then mapping it out in your calendar like it's a meeting. Hey, I'm doing, like, do you do that in your calendar? Gym?
No.
You don't? Okay, I don't do that.
Because I just literally go to the gym wherever I have time.
Okay, so I've started to do like moves and stuff. I've started to put it into the calendar.
Well, that I do. Like,
I've never done that.
Out with someone, I do because there's so much in my head that I tend to forget.
Yeah, I never did that before. Like I would like be like, because I would take those gaps as like time to study, even if I had to move that time. I'd be like, okay, still like I can bring my stuff and like do some work at that time, and like while I'm talking to them, I could just like finish an assignment. And I've started to map it out, so then I know exactly what's happening. And then most days, aim for consistency. That's what's key for this entire task. Like it takes what, 21 days to make a habit?
Yep.
21 days to make a habit. If you stick to that for 21 days,
it'll become a habit. Yeah. Also, like keep in mind that it's not like a Snapchat streak where if you miss one day you have to start over. Like it's not like that. No.
Even if you miss a day, that's okay. Just get back onto it tomorrow.
Exactly. And it's like I know that in our minds, especially in 2025, like we cannot see things like that. Like I know that when people talk about how they have problems with eating too, they think like if I eat unhealthy one day, I am just unhealthy. Like my diet is gone, which is not true. Like it is okay to give yourself a break from that. Sometimes what you do for your mental health can cause stress. Then you're like, okay, I just need a second to like not do it, or it's kind of overwhelming. I don't want to do it. That's fine. That is okay. And I think that we kind of need to hear that too, because sometimes I think that we also tend to think that just because we didn't do it one day, we like whatever we did before doesn't even count, which is not true. Like for example, we're studying for a DIT MCAT. One day we get so like busy, we get caught up with our friends, we're just having so much fun. We're like, no, like I'm gonna fail my exam, but it's like that's not true.
It's really okay. You skipped one day. Honestly, like they recommend having one day off per week, you know?
Yeah, I have one day off.
I never planned for a day, and I'll just let it, whatever that week happens. Like if I cannot do it that day, I will avoid it that day.
I think that I don't think this is so off topic, but I think with me, like if I have an exam or like a project or something, and I don't have a proper like detailed plan from today up until that project, I won't like get it done properly, or I won't be as prepared.
Okay.
So I have like my entire like starting from when I started studying to the actual test day exactly like planned and like what I'm doing, how long it's gonna take. Because if I don't have that,
and I think that's nicer because whatever you're using as well, it gives you a schedule. There's a lot of softwares with like MCAT, like I've never seen like a schedule plan. Like there is something, but it's like money and like I'm not spending money on that. And it's like it's geared to whatever schedule. Like I just like some days I'm like able to do it at this time, but then some days I have to do it this time. It's like weird, but.
No, but I'm saying like you know how like on the MCAT, like for example, you use Anki, like you have like the sections, like you can like split you can like, or whatever you're, at the beginning when you started, you could have like split each section and split it for the entire, like, till your exam date.
Oh, what?
Like, you would have to do it. Like, you'd have to be
Oh,
like, I'm
myself.
gonna do this.
Yes.
And then once
I was gonna say, I was like, what is that a thing?
No, once you split it like that, and then it's like, I prefer to do that, because if I just like leave it up to myself, like, oh, I'll just figure it out. I'll just do all this. I'm not gonna do it like, or like some days I might do too much where I don't recall it. Some days I do too less. So it's like I can't do it, which is why I always like kind of split myself.
Which I do right before I start studying. I'll make like a little game plan for myself, and then I'll go there.
We should make an episode on how we study. Like this is so off topic.
Dude, this is like, it would be so great. It would be all over the place. But honestly, speaking of phones, phones are such a big thing in like interrupting self-care. And honestly, I feel like my parents, when I say this, like before I used to be like, no, they're just like over exaggerating. Like I don't understand that. That makes no sense. No, I totally get it. Like phones is such a big distractor. Like when I study now, like that phone is I don't even put do not disturb like that, but I've started to do it now, and I will put it in the corner of like a room, so I can't just get it and look at it. I'll put it in a corner of a room, and then where I have to physically get up and go check the phone. But then if I have it on the desk, sometimes like I'll look at it. I've actually had a bad habit. On my computer, I'm able to check the top right. If I click top right, the message will slide out.
Yeah.
And I keep doing that. I don't know how to disable that. And I really need to, because it's like, it's also distracting me. Like, oh, I don't have the phone there, but I can still check who's texting me. I can check
Well, that's
what
so
I'm getting.
better, because I'm sure like when you're on your phone, you get on TikTok, and then you get on Instagram, and then it's like your 5-minute break turns into 5 hours. And
no, you're so right. And then you just feel lazy, and you feel so burnt out after that. And I'm like, why do I feel so tired? I just like was on my like phone for a little. And you're right.
It's because your mind is still like racing and running like while you're on it, which I agree. Like, I think it's a lot harder because we have so many, like, all of our social media, like, you can connect with like anyone in the world, which is a great tool. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just that these things are so addicting to the mind, because you can go onto TikTok and you can always have something to watch. You can always have something to watch. Like,
that will keep you entertained. There's an algorithm built in that will keep you entertained.
Right. And I think
I've never felt bored.
When we grew up, we grew up watching YouTube, right? That was like our form. And it's like, now obviously YouTube is like, it's like at the same level as TikTok, Instagram. But when we were there, it was like, we were not watching YouTube all day long. Like,
we'd get bored.
Because like the vlogs would be like 40 minutes. We'd watch, and the thing is, like, we'd be able to watch a 40-minute vlog, but now I guarantee we would put that thing in 2x speed and watch
Literally,
it.
I can't. And you know what? Those vlogs are now on TikTok. I'm watching it on TikTok.
People aren't like making like those 40-minute vlogs anymore, because it's like people don't like
the attention span is so like less now, you know.
And it's like, at least we grew up with a better attention span, but then it's like. I think that we could fix it, like, if we really wanted to. Yeah. But it's a lot harder for people that are, like, kids that are growing up now, because they're growing up with, like, a bad attention span.
So, I guess 2 other techniques to cope with this feeling of self-care is just doing things that make you happy. It could be, like, walking outside. Just taking that 10 seconds of fresh air and make it, like, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and slowly increase that. And also, self-talk. Instead of saying that I will rest because I deserve it, you should say I will rest because then I can do well. You know, my body's better to do better other tasks, which is so important. I think that's so important.
I think also, like, I am a big advocate of, if you're stressed, like, literally step outside unless it's like raining or something, but it's like, step outside and just like, literally, if you don't want to walk, just sit outside. Like, I really think, like, fresh air, sunlight, I think that these all really do make you better. And we're part of nature, which is probably why, I can't tell you, I don't know someone that doesn't like being outside. Like, not obviously, like, gardening or something, but it's like, I don't know someone that, like, does not like the outside.
Yeah. No, it's nice. And especially the weather right now is great.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I really think that when you step outside, don't take anything with you. Like, just sit outside for a second, like 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, however long, and just kind of like stare at the sky. Like, just think about yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
So, to end this episode, again, busyness can lead to avoidance, and you can avoid doing that self-care habits. But remember, you could take small, you could take mapped and repeatable, I guess, care throughout the day, and that will make a difference. Again, it takes 21 days to make a habit. And yeah.
That is pretty much all. Tell us how you guys are choosing to do self-care, whether that's physically, put on a face mask, put on some music, having a dance party,
Cook food.
cooking. I personally like eating.
Yeah.
So like eating.
Trying new coffee.
Yep. Journaling, reading, whatever it is. Let us know, like DM us. Let us
Also,
know in the comments.
driving is a great way. I know you use your
I hate driving.
I love driving. I know it uses your brain. I know you're like always thinking when driving, but like listening to music and just driving is really nice. It's very therapeutic.
Yeah, because like again, you're not on your phone.
You're not on your phone. I hate the phone.
You're not on technology. You're still, I guess, like if you're in a Tesla,
I'm, like,
you're on technology. But
Tweaking right now because like my phone is in the corner right now and I like need to go look at it. But it's like, you know what? This is self-care. I'm taking the time, doing my own thing.
But yeah, DM us, comment down below, let us know what you guys do. Maybe we will take after you guys and try to do some of the things that you guys do.
Yeah.
But that is all. Bye, guys.